In your morning consumer news, the Supreme Court taking up the president's tariffs this week. Justices will decide if Trump had the power to impose those steep duties on India, Brazil, and China under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Earlier this year, the president used that law to levy high tariffs as high as 50% on India and Brazil and 145% on China. General Motors is eliminating nearly 2,000 electric vehicle manufacturing jobs. In a statement, GM cites lower than expected EV demand and regulations that have changed under the Trump administration. The move also follows the elimination of a $7,500 federal tax credit for electric cars. McDonald's feeling the pinch from a penny shortage. Some locations are now rounding cash purchases to the nearest nickel when customers don't have exact change. It's the latest business coping with the reality of fewer pennies in circulation since the U.S. Mint stopped producing them 2 months ago. Several retailers and companies are ramping up seasonal hiring. Right now, it's hard to gauge how the labor market is doing because unemployment numbers aren't being released during the government shutdown. But many companies have already announced they're adding thousands of temporary jobs, while others have said they're scaling back. Jen Sullivan reports.
Holiday hiring is ramping up. Many companies have added thousands of seasonal jobs, but it also comes at a time when many of the same companies are also announcing steep layoffs.
We've certainly seen organizations taking a little bit more of a measured approach as to hiring right now.
Dawn Fay with recruiting firm Robert Half says the good news is seasonal jobs can provide some benefits and may turn into full-time jobs after the holidays.
You're earning compensation, you're building your resume, you're learning skills, you're getting professional individuals, you're adding to your network and getting references as well too.
Target says last year, more than half of their seasonal hires were offered the chance to stay on after the holidays. The retail giant recently announced they're adding seasonal jobs, but didn't specify how many. The news, though, comes as the company announced it's cutting 1,800 corporate jobs. Amazon also announced mass corporate layoffs this week, but the company says they're still hiring 250,000 people for the busy shopping season. The U.S. Postal Service is adding 14,000 seasonal jobs, which sounds like a lot, but it's far less than the 40,000 just a few years ago. Fay says these seasonal jobs aren't just in the retail space.
There's a lot of customer service opportunities. There's a lot of IT opportunities. We see across companies and industries a lot of opportunities in the accounting and finance space.
So how do you find these jobs?
When you're looking for these opportunities, to do job searches on words such as seasonality, temporary.
Fay also recommends job seekers consider contract work. Many companies hire temporary workers for projects this time of year.
Holiday hiring may be down, but starting the search early gives the best advantage for finding a seasonal job.